What are schemas? Schemas are the mental representation of pre-existing knowledge of an individual about their world, about their environment. These are the mental structures that how an individual see their world around them, and how they organize when we perceive things around us, how we perceive it, now here we can say that what is schema. It is an organized mental representation of everything that we have learned. For example, I'll just give you an example here. Let's say if there is a small child who has seen in his home that there is a table. Okay, now it has four legs, it has a flat top, and we keep things on that thing. So it is called a table. That has been told by his parents. Now let's say he goes to school. There also he sees a table. He will not start calling that a chair, or he will not ask what is this. We will tell him that this is table. Later on, when he goes to a birthday party or to some guest place or anywhere else at all, he will see oval shaped, three-legged, maybe not four-legged, and different styles of tables. Each time when he sees this particular object, he will not ask again and again, what is this, what is this, what. He knows that this is table, and we keep things on this. It could have three legs, it could have four legs, it can be rectangle, square, triangle, circle, whatever shape it can be of. So what has happened? He has got a schema of table in his mind. So whenever he sees things, he is perceiving, he is able to organize. He sees that thing and puts in the memory under the table category. So that is what schema is. I'll give you another example. For example, a child goes, child is very small and they start going to birthday parties. Okay, the first or the second time they see. And they see there are a lot of balloons, everybody is clapping, singing song, happy birthday to you. There is a cake that is coming. We have to give the gift. We also get a return gift. So when they do it a few times, they know that this is what the concept of birthday party is. Now later on in life, when he goes, let's say balloons are not there. He will not say, oh, this is not a birthday party. Is this a wedding? No, he will know. Even if balloons are not there, or maybe cake is of different style, or maybe people are not singing or clapping, or they're just cutting the cake, whatever it is, the person now, with the moment he sees any scene, it's altogether a different, unique, new scene. But every time the person is not going to ask, what is this? They know that this is a birthday party. This is a restaurant. This is how you have to behave in a restaurant. These are the steps that we follow. We come to the restaurant, we see the menu, we place the order, and we eat, and then we pay the bill. It is the procedure that we follow, and every time it is done like that. So whatever we see around us in our environment, we perceive that and organize that into our categories that are already made in our brain. These are the mental frameworks, mental structures. These are called the schemas, the concepts under which we're able to organize. Now schema makes our life very easy and very comfortable. Now imagine a person, there was no concept called as schema. A person, every time you go to a new place, you're totally blank. What I'm supposed to do? Is this a party? Is this a restaurant? Is this a table or a chair, or what is it? I'm seeing it for the first time. So every time you'll be just so confused, and you have to pick and choose, think too hard, or make such an effort to perceive the thing and categorize that what exactly it is. So schema makes our life very easy because it categorizes, it organizes all the concepts under the mental framework, and we know whenever we encounter a new thing or a new place, a new episode or event, we know that this kind of a thing I can organize under school, under table, under furniture, or under birthday party, or whatsoever. So this is what schema is. We can always talk about schema. These are the mental representations. These are the simplified version. It is filtered, processed, and probably oversimplified version of reality. People are walking around with highly personalized sunglasses that filter their experience of the world. So a schema is a mental representation of an individual's pre-existing knowledge about the world and experiences in the world. Schemas are mental structures that organize how individuals perceive and organize the world from a cognitive viewpoint. And this has a considerable impact on human behavior, memory in particular. So we know what schema is, that it is an organized knowledge structure, and it is also important for comprehending, learning and remembering. More schemata and more developed schemata means more learning. So more that you see around things, more you are able to comprehend it, better you are able to learn. So this is what schema is. Schema is also based on your experiences, and experiences are very powerful. Human survival, adopt and adapt to physical and mental stimuli. Schema was given by Jean Piaget in 1926. It explains that how people develop ideas from simple ideas to complex ideas. Schemas are formed and developed and sometimes revised on the basis of your experiences. See this wheel, these are the characteristics of schema. If you look at the wheel, there are a lot of things, that are a lot of concepts that are written here, and it's all related to each other. So basically it consists of concepts that are related to each other. It encodes general knowledge that can be applied to many different situations. It can be hierarchical, that is consist of sub-schemata, different levels. Is unprincipled, that is it can be organized in infinite ways. So what we are trying to say is that every particular object can come under different schemas, and it can have subcategories, sub-levels as well. For example, let's take an example of egg. Now egg comes in the schema of non-vegetarian, this category. It also comes under nutrition, nutritious food or something. It also comes under the category of animals, baby of animal, or the animals who give eggs, lay eggs. So that it can also come there. It can come into living things rather than non-living things. So one particular object, that egg is there, it is coming under so many schemas. Or there can be bigger schema, like furniture is a bigger schema. Okay, under furniture we have different schemas: schema of chair, of table, of dining table, of living room, of bedroom, that of different small other particular objects that are there. So we can have a bigger schema, subcategories in that schema, that is sub schemata, and then all these things are related to each other. So it's a very complex network of our general knowledge. It forms the whole general knowledge, and it is very complex network that is there. So it is not like different separate drawers in our memory or in our brain. It is on intellect. It's more like a web rather than separate storage boxes. There is this another example of hierarchical schema. If you say mineral is one schema, under mineral comes your metals and stone. Under metal comes your common and alloys, and under that further categories are there. So this is an example of hierarchical schema. Then we have this as thematic schema. What is this? It means there is a theme in that schema. Sky down slope, going skiing, go to mountains, put on down jacket, buy lift ticket, drink hot chocolate. So these all have different themes, these all have different procedures, and when linked together there is one big schema. So there can be number of infinite schemas under one schema and around that schema. So basically it's a concept. Mental frameworks are infinite in number, and they're also linked to each other. Let's also do types of schema. The first is script schema. What is script schema? Means there is a procedure, there is an order in which things happen. I just told you, I gave you an example sometime back in the starting of this session video, that when we go to a restaurant, there is a procedure. You don't ask for the bill first and then you ask for the menu. You don't pay first and then start eating. So there is a procedure that happens. When you go to a birthday party, there is a procedure, there is a script that happens. First greet them, give them the gift, then cut the cake, then clapping happens, singing song of the birthday song, and then eating, and then getting the return gift, and then going home, right? So there is this script happens that we know of. So this is called as script schema. Then we have self schema. Everything that we know about ourselves, all the concepts that we have in our mind about ourselves, our memories, what we feel, how we think, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, how I perceive myself, how do I think I look. So all these things about myself comes under self schema. Then we have social schemas. Everything and anything related to cultures, different countries, Americans are like this, they have this kind of features. People from Indonesia are different. From UAE, they have this kind of behavior. For Indians, they have such kind of behavior. So for each country, for each culture, we have different kind of schemas, concepts in our mind. So whatever is related to the society, the culture, the environment and countries and so on, this is called a social schema. What exactly schemas do? Schemas, they guide our behavior. Because we can predict things. A lot of things we can predict. When we go out, we already have a concept in our mind that we have to keep our purse safe. There can be thieves, strangers are around, how we have to behave. When we're in a social setting, we have to behave properly. We can't just sit and relax and keep our legs on the table and sit in a restaurant. There is a proper way of presenting ourselves. So all these things we can predict that this is going to happen when I go out in the society or when I am in a certain situation. So they guide our behavior, that how do we have to move in a certain circle or how do we have to behave in a certain situation. They help us to make sense of current situation. Like I just told you, there was this very first activity where washing clothes was there. So the moment you knew that this is about washing clothes, the whole paragraph started to make sense, isn't it? So what happens, whatever we are looking around, it makes sense to us that, okay, this looks like this, the color is like this, or the shape is like this is the door, or this is a table, or this is a room. So everything, even if it is new, you have never been to a new hotel room, you have never been to a different country, you haven't been to a new restaurant or place, but when you go there, you already have in your mind that how I'm supposed to behave, or what I can predict that waiter will come and take my order and later the bill will come. So there is a prediction for our behavior, and it is also important for our guiding our behavior. And it also helps to adapt us to the changing environments. So that is the accommodation that happens. I already told you about the assimilation, and then accommodation also keeps happening from day to day in our lives. Schemas also help us in expecting out of the world people and situations. So we can make expectation that this is a stranger, how they are going to behave. They will not talk openly, they will not share personal details or anything like that. We know that we are at a railway station, we know we are at the airport. So what do we expect? What is going to happen? So all these expectations makes our life very simple and easy. Imagine every time you encounter a new person, new situation, new event or a new place, it will be so overwhelming if there was no concept of schema. Every time we look at a thing, it will be so effort making task that we think that what is it, we perceive it, we try to comprehend it, that what exactly is this, and then understand. So it is so brain draining. But schemas makes our life very easy. We know that in a given situation or a scenario, what we can expect from the person or from the place. I hope you liked my video, and if you have any comments or you have not understood anything, please write in the comments below, and if you liked it, then please like and share and subscribe to my channel, because I'll be talking much more about IB psychology and in general videos as well.